Hello and a very good morning to you. You're all very welcome to this webinar, which aims to showcase the best of what Southwest College has to offer to further and higher education. And I have to say, the short-term forecast may be a little bit tough, and that's because you're going to have to knuckle down and study. But the long-term forecast is much more optimistic as some of the opportunities then arise from your studying, and hopefully you land that career of your choice. The college is a high-performing one, and it works in partnership with industry and stakeholders across Fermanagh, Omagh and Mid-Ulster, and even beyond. It provides 9,000 people every year with access to high-quality further education, apprenticeships and higher education programs. And today we're going to hear from some people who will be able to tell you about the benefits of studying at Southwest College, including staff and students who are going to answer some of your questions. Now, the college offer is co-designed with industry, and the skills and qualifications gained by students enable them to secure progressive local employment with local companies and higher education programs also at the college. Now, the college is open and committed to providing young people with access to a range of educational opportunities across campuses in Omagh, Enniskillen, Dungannon and Cookstown. This year, recruitment for all full-time further education, work-based learning and social inclusion programs has been consolidated into the AIM Further campaign. And I'm delighted to launch the next phase of the AIM Further campaign. Across the next 5 days, staff will host 24 separate webinars, providing detailed course advice and guidance for prospective students and their parents. Information will be provided on all further education and apprenticeship programs, with staff on hand to answer questions and guide young people who are not yet sure of the next step in their educational journey. Now, webinars can be accessed by registering on the AIM Further section of the Southwest College website, and you and your friends can register and join in to find out more about the exciting opportunities available at Southwest College, your local college. Now, today we have a panel of staff from Southwest College who are here to answer your questions, and also some students who are here to talk about their experience in studying there. Now, getting involved today is quite simple. If you have any questions for our staff or our students, just pop them in the Q&A section by clicking on the Q&A icon and typing in your questions, and hopefully we'll get around to answering all, if not most of them, later on in the day. So several questions have already come in from the public inquiring about a range of things related to studying at the college. And as I mentioned, we have a panel of staff on today to answer those questions. And we have 3 students here to give their perspectives. And I want to talk about their experience they have studying at the college. First up, I'd like to have a quick chat with the head of School of Sport and Life Science, John Moore. Good morning, John.
Good
John,
morning.
If I think about the opportunities that are available to all the various colleges around Northern Ireland, why would I choose to study at Southwest College?
There are lots of reasons why you should consider Southwest College. We have a wide range of courses in all curriculum areas in further and higher education. So you will find the course that will suit you. There is a course for everybody. Our courses have been developed and are delivered with employability in mind. And we have worked closely with employers and with businesses and industry to make sure that our courses are relevant to the workplace, both the content and the skills and the qualifications that are delivered. If you come to Southwest College, you will gain an industry relevant professional or technical qualification, and you will have the opportunity for progression directly into the workplace or to progress to higher education. And increasingly, that higher education progression is with the college itself. So you have education right across the board and at all different levels right on your doorstep. We have an excellent team of highly qualified and experienced lecturers with the knowledge and enthusiasm for their subject and for teaching. And you'll get to know them very quickly, and they will get to know you. And teaching and learning is in small class and tutorial groups. So you get lots of attention from your tutors who are very keen to see you progress.
John, almost every single industry has had to adapt to COVID-19. So inevitably, there are going to be changes to the college when you think about classroom settings, remote access, that kind of thing. In your opinion, what do you think classrooms or classes are going to look like come September?
September is going to be different to what went before, and everybody is going to feel the change. At the college here, we're already working hard to prepare ourselves for September. Obviously, the most important thing to us is to make sure that all our students and teachers and staff are able to come back into the college and come back to work safely. And we're working with all other schools, colleges, universities to make sure that the developing guidelines are met, that the appropriate social distancing is put in place, and everybody is safe and comfortable in the college. There is inevitably, and we're quite happy to embrace the element of blended learning that there's going to be. So it will be a blended learning experience that the students will have come September. And that really will be an extension of the blended learning that we've already developed proactively at the college. So students will be able to come into college, they'll access the classrooms and the workshops and the computer labs and the laboratories and so on, get the practical skills and experience, but that is going to be matched with working from home, working remotely, individually and in groups with your classes. So there's going to be changes, but we're going to be in good shape to make sure that we'll make it work for our students.
As we've heard, some people are going to be given predicted grades. Do you think they're going to be at a disadvantage over someone who comes to the college with a piece of paper with a certificate and their actual grades?
Oh, absolutely not. No, that's very important to us. And right from the outset, we recognise, the anxiety that has caused students. We've been working with the awarding bodies and the assessing organisations through the predicted grade process ourselves. We know what the predicted grades mean, and we know the work that students have put into getting grades, whether they're the actual grades from years before or whether they're predicted grades. So we will be in a position to consider all qualifications and all grades on the same basis. There will be no differentiation or disadvantage at all. So we're certainly in a position to reassure anybody that's interested in applying to college that that's not going to be a problem for them.
Okay, thanks very much, John. We may have a few other questions from you later on. If you're just joining us and you want to get involved and ask some of your questions, just pop them in the Q&A box and hopefully we'll get the answers to some of your questions later on. In the meantime, I'd like to move on, please, to the Deputy Head of the School of Health and Social Care, Camilla James. Camilla, a lot of people had to make changes and adaptations because of coronavirus. How did the college cope with the lockdown?
Yeah, certainly COVID has provided a lot of challenges for a lot of people, Barry. You're absolutely right there. As far as the FE sector is concerned, I think we've adapted very, very well, and we've responded very well to the challenges that we faced. I suppose John has already alluded to the fact that, blended learning is part and parcel of what we do anyway. So we have the resources in place and staff have the skills in place to be able to really support that remote delivery for our students. So certainly staff and students have not been idle. They've been working very hard since lockdown. We have had within Southwest College over 4,000 students engage with us on a weekly basis. And that is mainly through our online platform, Blackboard Collaborate. So they've been engaging in real-time online classroom teaching and learning. They've been continuing with their assessments. So all of that has been ongoing. And we've even started, some further delivery in terms of upskilling employees. And that's been particularly within the manufacturing sector. So as far as Southwest College is concerned, during lockdown, it's been business as usual for the majority of our provision.
So you had some of those, if you like, measures already in place before coronavirus, but did you have to put additional ones in for remote learning when it all took hold?
Well, I suppose, as I say, we have the resources in place and we have a dedicated team of people as well. We're very fortunate in that way in the college that we have that dedicated team of virtual support workers who assist staff and students. So they had a little bit more work to do, I suppose, in providing that round-the-clock advice and guidance to us, the staff, and to the students. But really, apart from that, we were ready to hit the ground running. And I think, the staff and students really are to be commended for how they they embraced this challenge and really were able to, as I say, continue with business as normal. So yes, there were a few bumps along the road, a few additional tweaks had to be made, but by and large, everything was already in place.
In terms of the courses themselves, are there any that specifically ask for English and maths? And if there are, is there help available to students to get up to scratch, if you like?
Yeah, I mean, there are some courses that have specific requirements around the English and the maths, depending on the actual course itself. And there are others that do not require that as a minimum entry requirement. So I suppose, you know, for those that do have the requirement for English and maths, if students don't have those qualifications, then there are alternatives, there are options. It may mean sidestepping a little bit for a year or deviating off your chosen path slightly for a year in order to allow you to acquire those. But there are options available, as I say, and the best advice I could give would be for whatever curriculum area you're interested in to, you know, attend the webinars that are running this week, and you'll have an opportunity there to find out exactly what the minimum entry requirements are, but you'll also have an opportunity to discuss with the staff what the options are if you don't have those qualifications. And for courses that don't require them, we would then ensure that all of the students who don't have English and maths would then have the opportunity to do the essential skills literacy and numeracy as part of their, you know, a compulsory part of their program, or indeed to repeat their GCSE English and maths as well. So, you know, there's support and guidance there available within the webinars running this week, and I would say just go on and avail of the guidance the staff are there to give.
And in class itself, what other extra support measures are available to students?
Well, I think the FE sector is very well renowned for the support that it gives its students, and that support extends way beyond the academic support that the students would get in the classroom from the academic staff. We have a dedicated student services department, and they provide a lot of additional support to students in the form of pastoral care and financial support and guidance, also careers guidance. We have a team of learning mentors who will work one-to-one with students to give them the strategies that they need to get the best out of their learning experience. Our work-based learning students would be supported by training support officers as well. And then for those students that are entitled to that additional learning support, we have learning support workers that work within the classroom setting as well. So yes, absolutely. There is a vast range of support services available to all of our students. And in fact, that support has been available to them during lockdown as well. All of our student services team have been providing the same level of support, albeit slightly differently, during lockdown. So support is something we absolutely do very, very well.
Camilla, thanks very much. We're going to move on now to the head of the School of Engineering, Alistair Booth. Alistair, if someone can't get a placement or an apprenticeship, will they still be able to get onto the course?
Well, Bara, I suppose Southwest College, you know, works in partnership with a broad range of employers, and we have in around 1,600 apprentices and trainees currently engaging in work-based learning with ourselves at the moment. And you know, our work-based learning starts from level 1 and migrates to level 5, and we also have, you know, social inclusion for access and pathways right through to level 6. So we have tremendous engagement with employers across Fermanagh, Omagh and the Mid-Ulster area. And the employers are still talent hungry, and they utilise the apprenticeship pathway to provide stimulating and sustainable careers for school leavers. And the college really is focused on meeting the needs of the community, as I say, across level 1 to level 6 by maintaining these programs which are aligned to the needs of young people and the technical skills that are required by employers. And employers continue, you know, to engage with us, and at the moment we are working very closely with them in order to ascertain the level of placements and employment that will be available come September. We work closely with employers continually to develop our curriculum to make sure it's aligned to their needs, to develop our resources, our workshops and our labs, may it be in motor vehicle engineering, carpentry, joinery, brickwork, hairdressing, the catering. And we also work with employers to help to sustain the skill sets of our staff through placements of staff into their environment. So we have a really good handle on the employability future of the young people that will present to us. And we have two routes to access professional and technical training programs under the work-based learning. So if you come to us in September and you have a placement and an employer, then you can join an apprenticeship program. And if you haven't got a placement or employer, then we have Training for Success. And Training for Success allows a young person to commence on a professional and technical apprenticeship aligned program and migrate then at a later stage into full employment. So there's a training allowance to facilitate that process. And the young people on those programs will be doing exactly the same as apprentices. And indeed, they will be out in placement with employers until the point in time that they would migrate onto an apprenticeship. So, you know, there's nothing really to be concerned about on that front. The employers are engaging, they're talent hungry, and we have the programs that will allow anybody to start here, whether they have an employer or not, Bara.
And in terms of the amount of time that someone's going to have to dedicate it to their course, are they going to be there all week?
Well, there's a range of delivery models, and if you're coming on to a full-time FE program, say a BTEC level 3, normally that would be a 3.5 day a week program, and indeed there may well be a degree of blended learning in that going forward. Apprenticeship programs, young people, if they are placed with an employer, it will be a 2 day a week program, or if they have no placement at the moment, then that could end up being a 4 day a week program. So there's a variety of different engagement strategies depending upon the program. So full-time 3.5 days, apprenticeship 2 days, and Training for Success 3 to 4 days depending upon the level.
So quite a bit of choice to choose from anyway. Thanks very much for that, Alistair. We're going to move on now to the head of the School of Automotive and Electrical, Pat O'Hanlon. Good morning, Pat. Pat, just talk me through the type of requirements needed for the course.
But for electrical, which is the electrical apprentice, they must have a total of 16 points GCSE. Grade C in English, grade C in Maths, ideally a grade C in ACT would be helpful as well. For students that's very close that don't quite make it, we do fast track courses there during the summertime and in the early, maybe in the month of September, try and get them over the line. So it's a minimum of 16. Other courses don't require as much. We have started a new apprenticeship in automotive electrical to service all these new electric vehicles that you see on the road. There's electric cars, electric lorries, electric motorbikes, bicycles, electric lawnmowers. Who's going to repair all these new machines that come on the road? So there's an electrical apprenticeship for motor vehicles, which is, and there's always electrical in motor vehicle, but this is high voltage electric. So who's going to repair these? So this is we started this last year, a new apprenticeship in automotive electrical. So,
and is there a list of potential employers for that kind of area?
Yes, as Alistair said there and Camilla mentioned, we keep a database of employers we have worked with in the past, and we've built up relationships with these employers. We know them well. Every potential apprentice, every apprentice will be appointed to a training support officer, a TSO. This training support officer will help that apprentice or that young student to find a suitable placement, and then work with them all year to make sure health and safety, all issues are met, and deal with any issues that the student may have. So there's plenty of support for them. We have hundreds of potential employers, and the potential employers would come to ourselves seeking out good, as Alistair said, looking for good apprentices, looking for new apprentices. So there is opportunities there.
Thanks very much, Pat. Well, in just a moment, we're going to move on to chat to some of our students about their experience at the college. But just before then, if you have any questions for the staff or students, you can get involved. Type in your questions there. Just click on the Q&A box and then in your questions, and hopefully we'll be able to put them to the staff or the students. So first up, we'd like to speak to student governor and student of the Level 3 Extended Diploma in Business, Zach Al-Marif. Zach, you're student governor at the college. Tell us about what's involved in that role.
So as my role as student governor, I was voted in December and took up the position. And basically, I will attend board meetings and act on behalf of the student voice and try and portray their thoughts and opinions, and also try to make sort of life around college as fun and as easy for students as I can. And examples of this year, it's been kind of hard with the current situation and working from home, but before the COVID situation, I was involved in setting up the rugby team, and we're looking towards getting that off the ground now next year, certainly.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about that. You were involved in that. How did that idea come about?
Well, coming from the Royal School in Dungannon, I've been playing rugby myself since I was in P3, and I noticed that a lot of the people I played with at the club, so throughout age grade youth, then went to the Royal and played there, under 18s at the club, and now seniors, but a lot of them actually went to the college, and a lot of my peers from the Royal had moved into the college as first years. So it was really a natural progression to set up a rugby team, and I asked around and got 15 names, took that to student services, who were more than helpful in getting that set up. And unluckily, we weren't able to have a match this year, but hopefully next year we'll be able to get the ball rolling with that again.
Yeah, and hopefully, you'll get some nice weather for it as well. It's not too wet for the first game. You also study Level 3 BTEC Extended Diploma in Business. How does that compare to school?
For me, anyway, it's very different in the sense that in school we were used to the textbook approach. So going through textbooks, homework assignments, a lot of essays for me, because I did English literature and geography were two of my main subjects. So moving over to the business, it's something I always wanted to do. And a lot of the stuff is helping prepare us for university. So using the online features such as Canvas, and a lot of our work is done in assignment formats. So it's really helpful for that. But on a campus level, on a school level, it was very different, as you're maturing more, a lot more importance and responsibility is being put on you to turn up to class, to get the work done, to get it in, and your teachers are there to push you and to make sure that you achieve the best you can. But at the end of the day, ultimately, it is up to you to produce the work and get it in on time.
So really a big difference in the school setting and a college setting for you.
Yeah, a very big difference, but a good difference.
Okay, look, thanks very much for that, Zach. Maybe a few more questions coming up for you later on. Before then, up next, we're going to chat to the student of the Access Diploma in Social Sciences and Humanities and past student of Going Places programme, Jodie Dorian. Good morning, Jodie. You've gone through the Going Places programme at the college. Tell us a bit about your experience and journey on that.
So basically, I was sort of at a crossroads in my life. I just kind of was thinking about maybe getting back into education, and so literally had a leaflet through the door one day from Going Places, and I thought I'd give them a call because they said they could help with applying for college. So had a meeting with a lovely woman called Catherine from Going Places, and she was really helpful. Helped me go through the prospectus and see, asking me questions to see maybe what the best sort of course would be for me. And we discovered that the Access Diploma in Social Sciences was the best one to get me to university, because that's what I ultimately want to do. So it was a really easy process with Catherine, from contacting the college to actually going down and applying. She made it very easy. And then with that as well, the staff at Southwest College were brilliant in the whole process of actually you know, getting onto the course. So it was really enjoyable.
And a lot of support from your mentors once you made it onto the course.
Brilliant support. I have to say the staff are worth their weight in gold. Honestly, I asked a lot of questions, but they had answers for everything. So they were brilliant. Yeah, really good. And it just shows you as well, if you're a bit older, you know, the college isn't just for, you know, like 16 to 18-year-olds. Like I'm 36 now. And the support was absolutely brilliant. So I would recommend the Access course if you want to get back into education. It was really good at getting you prepared to go to university as well, because you get the experience, as Zach was saying there, with Canvas and with writing assignments and everything. You know, it prepares you for that. So it was a very good experience now.
And if you had to pick a favourite thing about studying at the college, what would it be?
It was just because of the actual course that I done. It was just so interesting, because there was things that I would have maybe been interested in, but would never have like really looked into them. But when you have to study them, obviously you do. So I enjoyed the social element of it as well, to be honest. The people that were in my class, like some of them have made friends for life. So yeah, I just thought it was a great experience from the start, really, and made feel very comfortable, even though it was daunting going back into education at my age, you know.
Yeah, and I see you're going on to University of Ulster next year to study broadcasting. I hope you're not aiming for my job there. What course did you choose?
Sorry, what was that?
What course did you choose?
It's broadcasting with Ulster University, so I think it's just called broadcasting. Or broadcast production even. So yeah, I might be coming for your job, Barra. Although I'll be behind the camera, really, so you're all right.
I'm looking forward. Well, best of luck to that to you. I hope it all goes well for you, Jody. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Next up, we have our student of Level 3 Engineering Gold Apprenticeship and further higher level apprentice, future higher level apprentice, Mika Anderson. Good morning to you, Mika. You completed the Gold Engineering program. What was it like studying that course?
The course itself is very relevant, especially being in the workplace. Everything you can take either from work to the course, or you could take from your course to the workplace. The first year it was more like a general overall all types of engineering, but then going into the second year they split off the classes to be more relevant to your choice of employment. So for myself, being at McCluskey's, I do screening and crushing, so I was taken into classes where you're doing more hydraulic based subjects and stuff more relevant to my place of employment.
So was it a big difference to studying at school?
Oh no, it definitely is, but it's a lot more of a relaxed environment. You don't feel you're being pressured, like you're not being forced to do anything. You do everything in your own time, and everything's up to you to get done in time. So it's a very much more relaxed, calmer environment.
And you're going to move on to study HLA in engineering as well. What made you apply for that course?
Well, it's a foundation degree that's as can do for it's one day and one evening a week, and it's for free. So you kind of be silly not to be doing it, to be able to push yourself forward, to be moving up in your company. Because at the end of the day, your aim is to start maybe on the floor in your company and slowly move up in a position.
And you're working and at the same time as studying. Does that benefit you, do you think?
Oh, most definitely. You should being more hands-on work and seeing everything happen firsthand, and then being able to go into college and maybe, like for the likes of hydraulics, seeing diagrams when you've actually seen it in front of you happening, and then seeing it, talking about it in a subject, it really helps.
Mika, thank you very much for that. And just finally, for anyone watching that, what do you think is your favourite thing about studying at college?
My favourite thing with studying at college is that it's more of a mature environment. That's everything, like I was saying earlier, is up to yourself, and that you're not being forced, or no one's breathing down the back of your neck to get things done. That you're maturing up as an adult, like from going from school.
Okay, well, look, thanks very much, Mika, and the best of luck in the future to you. We have had a few questions in to you, so I'll throw it open to the floor there to the staff. This one comes in from Clodagh, who says she's been touched by the work undertaken by frontline staff in the care sector for the past few months and wants to enter into this sector. What course could she study and how would she get into nursing?
Okay, Bara, I'll answer that one because health and social care fits within my school. Thanks for your question, Clodagh, and absolutely, like many others, you have been touched by the work that the frontline staff and the NHS have done, and I have no doubt that we will look upon them as, you know, the heroes of the future. So I'm delighted that you're considering a career in nursing. It's a very worthwhile career as a result of this. In terms of the best course for you, it will really depend upon, I suppose, your qualification level on entry. So we have options ranging from level 2, which is the GCSE equivalent in health and social care, right through to level 3, level 4 and level 5. So we have the level 3, which is the 3A level equivalent program in health and social care, and many of our students would do that and then progress on straight into nursing from that, or indeed may progress into our level 4 program, which is our HNC in healthcare practice program. It's a 1-year part-time program, and again from there you can progress into nursing or applications for nursing. And our foundation degree in health and social care is a 2-year full-time program, which is Ulster University accredited, and that 2-year program upon completion of that would also allow you then to apply for nursing. So we have students that progress into nursing from both level 3, level 4 and level 5, and which program would be best suited for you would entirely depend, as I say, upon what qualifications you have to date. I would say that at 3 o'clock today we have our health and social care webinar. If you want to join into that, you'll have an opportunity to learn about our level 2 and our level 3 courses and ask questions of the staff. And if you think that you already have, A-level equivalent qualifications and want to know more about your higher education options, that's the level 4 and the level 5, then I would say just drop me an email at some point after this webinar and I'll be happy to direct you. It's camilla.james@swc.ac.uk.
And Clodagh can find out all the information about that webinar on the website. That's right, isn't it?
That's absolutely right. And indeed, all of our courses that I've mentioned, there's information about each of them on the website on the www.swc.ac.uk. So you can go straight on there, Clodagh, and find out everything that you need to know in terms of course content and entry requirements and so on.
Thanks very much for your question there, Clodagh. Our next question comes in from Marie, who says, I'm thinking of retraining in another area. Are mature students accepted for apprenticeships?
I suppose, Bara, I could come in on that. You know, we have a broad range, as we explained earlier on, of opportunities from level 1 to level 6 for all areas. And, you know, apprenticeships are not just for 16-year-olds. And certainly in the key priority skills areas, we can take all age apprentices. So whether you're 16 or 60. In some other areas, the funding is slightly different, but anybody of any age can join in and follow the program of study if they wish, in order to achieve the skills and outcomes aligned to that apprenticeship. So there are no barriers. Age is no barrier. 16 to 80 or beyond. Southwest College is an open door and you know, a pathway to help you progress.
Okay, thanks very much for that. Hope that answers your question for you then, Marie. Our next question comes from Andrew, who says, if I don't get the results I hope for, will the college be able to offer me something else?
The short answer to that is yes, absolutely. You know, as we've said, we are recruiting and are able to offer courses from level 1 and level 2 right through to honours degree level and preparing for higher degree levels as well. So there's a lot of different courses in a lot of different areas at all levels. And we are in a position for students who haven't made the grade or who haven't got their first choices to work with them and find alternatives for them. So there's lots of options, and usually we are in a position to signpost or get students to move in a direction where they want to go. Sometimes it just might take them a little bit longer, or they might have to do something that they hadn't thought about in the first place.
Okay, thank you for that. Hope that answered your question there for you, Andrew. David asked this question, can someone explain how essential skills work alongside your course? My friend did not get the grade they needed and was still able to get onto the course by doing this. So can someone explain that, please?
Well, Barbara, maybe I'll come in again. Essential skills is provided by the college to support a broad range of programs or work-based learning on our FE. So integral to your program of learning, each learner will have a bespoke timetable to facilitate their progressional needs. And the essential skills will be dovetailed along in parallel with the main body of learning to help move you forward and get you ready for the next level in your development pathway. So essential skills embedded and dovetailed in all programs, and learners have bespoke timetables aligned to their particular needs.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Our next question is based on the electrical vehicle apprenticeships, and it's from Catherine, who asks, could someone elaborate on the electrical vehicle apprenticeships available at the college?
Yeah, I'll come in on that one. We started the electrical vehicle apprenticeship last year, and the entry requirements are for a D in English and Maths, a bit less than electrotechnical. As you said earlier, it was grade C. But it's a very new apprenticeship. There's great interest in it. There's a great potential for the future. It has a great future. A lot of in the motor vehicle industry, and this is a broad brush. As I was saying, like bicycles, electric lawnmowers, cars, lorries, tractors, trains, everything's going to go electric. So there's a great future for somebody in this electrical apprenticeship. You can join at level 2. And progress to level 3. Then you can do advanced diagnostics at level 4, and you can go on to level 5. So the potential there for the career, the pathway there to take you right through. As I said, it's new. We started last year. We have 9 applicants or 9 students, and they're all doing very well, and they're all well sought after. So I can tell you, it's a very good choice of career the way the modern world's going.
Great stuff, thank you.
One more thing. On Wednesday, 2 o'clock, the webinar. If you want to get any more questions answered about it, on Wednesday at 2 o'clock, our webinar here on the college, you can join that. Electric vehicles we talked about.
Yes, indeed, and you can find more out about that webinar on the college's website. Our next question is from Maria, and asks, can someone tell me more about the Access course, and is it true that they lead you into a university degree?
Yes, the Access course is the Access to Higher Education course, and that's the course that Jody has studied. And he's given us a little bit of an insight into that there during this webinar. So yes, it is true that course we offer on a 1-year full-time basis or a 2-year part-time basis, and it does provide you with the opportunity then to progress into higher education from that into a university degree, or indeed one of the level 5 programs at the college. So again, if you're interested, Maria, I would suggest the webinar for Access is today as well. I think it's 4 o'clock, but you can check the exact time on the website. I would suggest that you log into that webinar today, and you'll have an opportunity to speak to the course directors there to get whatever further information you need on that program.
Thanks, Camilla. The next question comes from Jamid, who's very interested in a career in sport, and says, can you give me an idea of what I could apply for and what my progression and career prospects might be?
Sport is a big curriculum area in the college, actually. And there are sports courses from level 2 right through to honours degree level available at all of our campuses. We've got fully qualified sports tutors who are active athletes themselves, and not to blow our own trumpet, but in both Gaelic football and soccer football, the Southwest College teams this year won all the trophies at the highest levels. So that tells us about some of the achievements of the students and the staff there. So if you're interested in sport, the webinar for that's actually on Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock. So you really should register for that and talk to the tutors directly. You'll have the opportunity to do that again, and hopefully you'll maybe come in for that. we have full-time courses for level 3, level 2, level 3, foundation degree and honours degree as well. Those are professionally accredited courses that lead straight into the coaching and training and gym industries. And they're growing curriculum areas, so you have a real opportunity to get into the industry and get the recognised qualifications that will get you started working as a sports coach or instructor. It's a very good thing to be interested in. There's very good and growing career opportunities. We'd very much like to see you coming back and finding out more about what we can do with you there.
Thanks very much, John. One other person has contacted us to ask, can you tell me a bit more about the HLA in renewable energy?
It's just waiting to see who's going to answer that one. So I suppose I was talking last, and I'll just keep going. You can enter into an HLA in renewable energy actually on a couple of on different programs. The engineering and built environment programs from Ulster University, and the energy, environment and sustainability program from Queen's University. The key thing to enter into an HLA in renewables is, first of all, you need to have a level 3 qualification. And if you don't already have that, you can gain your relevant level 3 qualification with us, or you come in with your A levels or equivalent. If you've already got an employer that is interested in taking you on and you want to work with them, come to talk to us directly. If you haven't got an employer, come to talk to us anyway, because we will work with you in finding a suitable employer and getting you onto the right program. So I would suggest, if that's a direction that you want to move in, the next stage really would be contact us directly, find out more about what you need to do. So get on to us by email or telephone, and I'm very happy to signpost you in the right direction. You can initially get me by email there, just john.moore@swc.ac.uk.
Thanks very much, John. Our next question comes in related to the Gold Apprenticeship Engineering Program. And the question is, are there any entry requirements and age limit for that program?
Well, Bar, maybe I'll come back on that. And the Gold program is bespoke to SWC, and it's one of these programs that, as we talked earlier about, has been built upon due to the real engagement and collaboration with industry locally. And the Gold program is focused around undertaking a BTEC level 3 diploma. It's A level equivalent. It's a level 3. In parallel with that, then the learners will undertake an NVQ 2 and 3 in their bespoke area of choice, whether it be technical support or mechanical manufacturing, engineering. The Gold program has a requirement of a minimum of 5 GCSEs and a psychometric test in order to ensure that candidates are aligned to the key technical constraints and requirements of the program. This is a program really that's targeting everybody to move forward into, as John talked about earlier there, the higher level apprenticeship program. So it gives you that foundation skills at level 3, professional, technical, and the work experience to catapult you into the foundation degree. And I suppose we're in a very lucky position at Southwest College, especially in engineering. We have provision from social inclusion from level 1 to level 2 skills for work, level 3 apprenticeships and gold apprenticeships, level 4 and 5 HLAs, and level 6 top-ups. So really, somebody coming on to a gold program with their 5 or 6 GCSEs at 16 or 60 years of age can make the full journey right to a degree level with very minimal costs, working, earning and learning locally at Southwest College. So, you know, it's a fantastic opportunity for anybody that has an interest in engineering, has a reasonably good educational background, 5 GCSEs minimum. It's just a great place to be, you know. So I hope I've answered the question, Barbara.
Yeah, well, someone just followed up on it saying, what is the test that is needed for the Gold Engineering Programme? Is there a test there?
Yes, Barbara, there's a psychometric test, and it's basically just to ensure that you have the skills and attributes that would be required for the discipline that you're going for. This used to be a face-to-face test, and I suppose, you know, things have changed in the current climate, and this is an online test, and if you register on the website as interested in the Gold programme, then automatically you'll be sent a bespoke psychometric test, which measures your mathematical ability, your spatial awareness, ability to deal with mechanical issues. And I suppose, again, if you want to come on and get more information, on Wednesday from 3:15, the School of Engineering have a webinar, and it will cover, actually two, will cover our level 3 FE and then our work-based learning programs. So you can find out a lot more on the webinar from 3:15 on Wednesday with relation to the requirements and indeed the opportunities that we have under a broad range of programs.
Okay, thanks very much for that, Alistair. Our next question comes from Donna, who says her son wants to be a paramedic. He's still at school, but wants to go to college instead. Would the science courses take him there, or would it be health and social care?
Well, I'll start, and maybe John might join in with the answer to this question in relation to science, Barra. But certainly, I mean, obviously the paramedic training is provided by the Northern Ireland Ambulance Service. But as far as health and social care is concerned, I mean, our level 2, level 3 courses are very relevant with regards to the sort of course content that will be covered there. And we certainly have had students who have, studied health and social care and with a goal to becoming a paramedic, and have used that as a sort of a stepping stone to give them that opportunity. So health and social care is certainly an option. And I would again just remind everybody that the health and social care webinar is today at 3 o'clock. So don't forget also that those webinars are all recorded. If you can't join in live, you will have an opportunity to catch up again. You can access them on the YouTube channel or through the AIM Further webpage. So www.swc.ac.uk/AIM Further. So please just keep in touch there with regards to the information that's been provided for each of those courses. John is responsible for science, so he may want to add into that.
Certainly, Camilla, Donna. There's a number of completers of the science programs at the college that have actually gone on to take up a career as a paramedic, so it is an appropriate route. The science courses at level 3 and foundation degree have a significant biomedical and human biology elements and content. So your son has really got his choices there. The college can certainly support him in getting ready for going to the next stage of his career as a paramedic. So I suppose make your choice, find out more, and our further webinars will provide more information, give you an opportunity to talk to the teaching staff that can guide him towards that. Not to over webinar the thing, but the applied science webinar is actually on Thursday at 4 o'clock. So you can stay online with Southwest College for a while yet.
Thanks very much for that. When do your application?
Well, I suppose I'm still here. We take applications on an ongoing basis, and you can apply directly through the college website. So we will be taking applications for further education courses right up until August, and indeed the end of August. But I really would say that it's important that to get your expression of interest and your application in as early as possible, because we are interviewing and selecting right up from now. So you've got time to change your mind or look at something else, or even make a late application, but we would encourage you to do it as soon as possible.
Okay, thanks very much, Ron. Okay, someone else asks, is there someone available who can give advice or guidance for what course I would like to do? I'm very unsure of what to do, but would like to attend the college.
I'll jump in here. The gentlemen are all remaining very quiet. With regards to careers, we have a careers guidance officer in each of our campuses, so they are still available in order to provide support. I mean, obviously, I would again recommend you go onto the website and have a look at what the options are in terms of courses, because the website will give you a full overview of the course content for each of the program areas. So you may ascertain from that, you know, something that you may be interested in. Or if you want to make contact with either of any of our careers guidance officers, again, contact details will be available for them on the website. They will absolutely be able to talk you through the options and find what's best suited for you. And again, just reminding that all of the webinars are on this week, so if there's something you think you might be interested in, tune in or catch up with them at a later date.
That was a very good answer, Camilla.
Thanks very much, Camilla, for that. We have one final question. It's quite a humorous one. Apparently, it's a question addressed to myself, which says, when we're all out, able to get out and about more, is there a good summer forecast for the next few months? Well, I would love to be able to promise you a barbecue summer. Fingers crossed. It hasn't been too bad for the past few weeks. So stay tuned. And of course, we'll keep you up to date and hopefully a bit more sunny and dry weather coming our way. But for now, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today for our chat about the further education, apprenticeships and social inclusion programs at the Southwest College. You can visit the Aim Further section at the college website to register and to attend the webinars, which are running all this week. Across the next 5 days, staff will host 24 separate webinars providing detailed course advice and guidance for prospective students and their parents. So register there for those for more information. And just from me, I'd like to thank the staff and students who joined us today to tell us a little bit more and hopefully answer all of your questions. And I hope that you enjoyed it and found it useful. So thank you very much and have a great day.